Hello, I'm Landon Schlungen, and today we're going to solve some coding problems on Codewars. I'm a 4Chi 745. Let's see what we can do. Let's do, not newest, let's do popularity. Alright, let's do this bouncing balls one, and we will do it in JavaScript. This JavaScript is the one that I have the most experience with. Child is playing with a ball on the 9th floor of a tall building. The height of this floor, h, is known. He drops the ball out of the window. The ball bounces to 2/3 of its height, a bounce of 0.66. His mother looks out of a window 1.5 meters from the ground. How many times will the mother see the ball pass in front of her window, including when it's falling and bouncing? Ah, interesting. So we have the height of the floor, h. The bounce is 0.66, so it'll be 66% of its height. Floor parameter bounce must be greater than 0 and less than 1. Yeah, so if it's 1, then it would just keep bouncing forever. The window must be less than h. Okay, so yeah, that's the window. Okay, so I should probably check those first. I can just be like, if h is greater than, or if it's less than 0, then I want to return -1. Return -1. Otherwise, if bounce must be greater than 0 and less than 1, so bounce must be, or if bounce is less than 0, then also return -1. And window must be less than height, or if window is greater than the height. Yeah, that seems right. All right, then we return -1. Now I need to, find how many times the ball will bounce in front of the window. Is that what it is? How many times will the mother see the ball pass in front of her window? Okay, so let's think here. We should probably do a while loop, I think. I think that would make the most sense, since we don't know how many times it's going to take until it gets below the window. Yeah, let's do a do while loop, because apparently do while loops are better than while loops. I heard that from the Primogen, or the Primogen. Yeah, he's a really good guy. Good YouTuber. Let's have a count, and then we'll return the count. And we need to do 3 times 0.66. So height times bounce, and that will give us the remaining bounce. So let remaining bounce equal, or the remaining height actually. The bounce will stay the same. I should actually probably make that h. H equals h times bounce. And then I have to check while h is greater than window. And then do count plus equals 2. And then also count plus plus at the end. Or count will equal 1 all the time. It will always be at least 1. Because when it falls, she'll see it. Is this it? I can try it. Oh, darn. Expected 5 to equal 3. Okay, I'm close. Expected 17 to equal 15. And then did this one pass? This one passed. Oh yeah, that one was easy. That was the -1 one. If I start at -1. Oh yes, because if I start at -1, and I always do this, then count will always increment. Huh, okay. So there's that one. Let's attempt it, see if that works. Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's go. Okay, that one was an interesting problem. I like that one. See what other people came up with. Yep, start at -1, it looks like, and do plus equals 2. Use a while loop. So looks like this person did kind of follow the same process as me, but made it only 3 lines long. So yeah, another while loop and if statement. And this person used recursion, it looks like. So that's kind of cool. Another while loop. 1-liner, nice. Okay, let's try another one. Let's do a 5Chi. Do I want to do valid parentheses? Let's see what this one is all about. Write a function that takes a string of parentheses and determines if the order of the parentheses is valid. The function should return true if the string is valid and false if it's invalid. So I think the easiest way to do this is to use stack and use a stack. So a stack data structure, just an array I can push and pop off of, and then to see if it's empty at the end. I think that's how it works. For the parentheses length, or let's first do parentheses dot split. So let paren array equal parens dot split. Make that into array. Then we'll do for let I equal 0, I less than paren array dot length, I plus plus. So that will go through all of those, and then we'll have our valid array that, and then we want to see if valid array is empty, then it will return true, otherwise be false. And what we're going to do here is if we see an opening parenthesis, or if let's see, your parent array of 0 equals an opening parenthesis. Then we want to push onto the valid array. So we'll do valid array.push, and we'll push that character on there. Whoops. I. Parent array of I. Otherwise, if parent array of I is a closing parenthesis, like so, then we want to pop. And I think pop takes it off the end, so I think that will work. So push pushes it on the end, and pop takes it off the end. And then, yeah, if it equals 0, then it's valid. So let's try this. Actually, this might not work. Yeah, it probably won't work. Yeah, a couple of them pass, but like this one should be false because there's, like, maybe I should check how many are in each first as well. Probably should do that. Maybe I can do open paren count, plus, and just have a couple of those variables. Let closing count. So if that equals 0 and open count equals closing count. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so it works for those. I'm not sure if it'll work for the rest of them though. Oh wow, it does. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually quite surprised by that. Like this one. So we'll push these two on and then pop them off. Push these two on, pop them off. Pop, push, pop, pop, push. I guess it is only parentheses. And actually I still have to check I still have to do this, don't I? I don't know, let's submit it. Let's see what other people came up with. I'm sure theirs are going to be way shorter. All right, so yeah, they check the count of each, and if n is less than 0, return false. Makes sense. Okay, this one's just annoying, looks like. Don't really make sense of this one. This one looks weird. Here they're using regular expressions and a while loop. Very weird. Yep, this person used a stack. Similar to what I did, looks like. So that's cool. Let's go again. Let's try another 5Chi. Product of consecutive fib numbers. Let's do this one. Let's do it in JavaScript. Product fib. Let's see here. Fibonacci numbers are in this order. Yep. Given a number, say prod for product, we search 2 Fibonacci numbers, f of n and f n plus 1, verifying f of n times f n plus 1 equals prod. Your function product fib takes an integer prod and returns an array. If you don't find 2 consecutive f of n verifying that equals prod, you will return this or that or that. You will return. I don't get it. Some examples of return. Product fib 714 should return 21 to 34 true, since f of 8 equals 21, f of 9 equals 34, and 714 equals 21 times 34. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This one should be false, because 34 and 55, f of 8, 21, and f of 9 is 34, f of 10 is 55, 21 times 34, and 800 is between those two. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so whatever's between is what it should return, but also just return false. It returns the one right after, so the one that is greater than. 800 should return 0. So, okay, so true and false can be a 1 or 0. It doesn't matter. I believe that's what that means. Okay, so how do we do this one? First, we got to do the Fibonacci sequence. I guess that's the first step. The Fibonacci sequence. Maybe I should do a while loop for this as well. Let's do a count. So let count, or let f maybe. F equal while f times f of plus 1 is less than prod. Then do this while loop. And then we say if f times f plus 1, also this has to be in parentheses. If that equals prod, then return an array with f plus 1. No, that's not even the Fibonacci sequence though. Gosh darn it. No, that's not right. I'm thinking f is the Fibonacci sequence, but it's not. How do I get that to be? So maybe in a do while loop, because I need this condition. And how do I get this condition though? How do I get the Fibonacci sequence? n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2 is here. Let fib number 1 equal, and let fib number 2 equal. Okay, so fib number 1 will start out as 0, and fib number 2 will start out as 1. And then as this goes along, fib number 1 is going to change, and same with number 2. Fib number 1 will become fib number 2, and fib number 2 will be fib number 2 plus the next number, which is fib number 1. Is that right? Except I gotta switch these around. No. Let's see here. First time it goes 0, 1. This will be 1 plus 0, which is 1. And fib number 1 equals 1. And then the next time it goes around, then it'll be 1 plus 1, which is 2. And then fib number 1 equals 2. So then it will be 2 plus 2 and then 4. Okay, it's not right. If it's like this, I need fib number 1 to start out as 0 though, not equal fib number 2 right away until after. I should get rid of these numbers. There's no reason to have that. Fib 1, 0, and 1. And then this one is 0 plus 1, which would be those two added together. But then after that, I need fib 1 to increment to the next number in the sequence, which would be fib 2 before it changed. Let new fib 2, and then we'll go fib 1 equals fib 2 before it changes, and then we'll go fib 2 equals new fib 2. Yeah, something like that. And then instead of f and f plus 1 here, we'll go fib 1 and fib 2, and we'll return fib 1 and fib 2 plus a true value here if it equals. And then the while loop will be the same thing if fib 1 times fib 2 is less than or equal to prod. Let's see if that passes any of the tests. Okay, yes. It passed some of them, and then the false ones it gets undefined. So that's great. Now I just gotta find the ones that are just greater than, which would be return fib 1, fib 2 false. Oh my gosh, let's go. Figured it out. Let's attempt this bad boy. Oh yes. Look at all that green. See what other people came up with. Okay, so another while loop, looks like. Very similar to what I did, except shorter. Okay, so that's interesting. They can do n equals n plus minus n. Okay, so that must have been the trick there. Let a b equal 0, 1. Okay. That one's really short. Yeah, a times b equals prod. I should have done that. That's really nice. Okay, cool. Let's do one more and then I'll end the video after that. Let's just do another 5 Caillou. Seem to be on a roll with these. All right, let's do Scramblies. Yes, Scramblies. Algorithm strings performance optimization, JavaScript. What does it say here? Complete the function scramble string 1, string 2 that returns true if a portion of string 1 characters can be rearranged to match string 2. Otherwise return false. Oh boy. Okay, so these all contain letters of world. Okay, so I just have to see if this contains this one's characters. That's all, right? This actually doesn't seem too bad. Only lowercase letters will be used, and performance needs to be considered, apparently. So I think the way to do this is just count how many letters you get into a hash map, which is just an object. So maybe I can make a function for that. Function count letters, which takes a string, and it will return an object with the counts of the letters. String.split letter or character equals, how do I do that? Should I just do 2 loops? Do this again. I could just do .map then, and I'll just return C. And then we'll go object C++, and then we will return the object. And then we'll say let string 1 object equal count letters, and we'll pass in string 1, and then we'll do the same thing for string 2, count letters. There we go. Okay, so now we have to go through their keys and see if the count is greater than or equal to the count of the other one. So let's go through string 2 keys. Pretty sure that would be good. So for let key in string 2 object, I think I can do this in JavaScript, or key of. Let's just print what key is quick. Or that's Python. Console log. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, yeah. It's not irritable. Okay, well then we'll do, okay, yeah, we can do let key of string 2 object, and we'll go object.keys. Object.keys of that. So that should grab the key. Let's try that. Okay, yes, world. That's great. That's what I wanted. Okay, and then we need to count. So if key, so string 2 object key, if that is less or greater than or equal to, no, if it's greater than what's in the first one, so string 1 object key, then we return false. Otherwise we return true. Okay, let's try that. Expect the true to equal false. Well, that's great. Console.log, see what that gives us. Oh, it gives us undefined, yeah. World. Okay, so if this is undefined, then is it returning false? Let's see here, 2 greater than undefined. What does that give us? So that gives us false every time. So if we have a key in here, let's say it's a W, but it's not in the first string, then that's going to be false instead of true. Okay, so what if I just do, yeah, or if it's undefined, or if string1 object key equals undefined. Yeah, I think that will work. Yay, let's go. Let's attempt it. That's awesome. And it's not complaining about performance, at least not yet. Maybe it will now, though. It's taking a while. Hopefully it works. Hey, let's go. It did take about 11 seconds, but overall, I think this is a good solution. Let's see what other people came up with. Oh, yeah, look at that reduce. Using reduce in there. Every character and then occurrences. Oh my gosh, this is a nice one-liner. Wow, that's beautiful. String2.every. Okay, so there's an every function. Probably should have used that instead of using a hash map. Num letters. Oh, okay. I should have done that instead. So if I have it, then just do plus plus, otherwise set it equal to 1. Yeah, that's a better way to do that instead of instantiating them all as 0 and then doing another loop. All right, very cool. Well, if you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to have me do more of these videos in the future, make sure to give it a like and tell me what kind of challenges you want me to do, if you want me to do harder ones or just try and get through a lot of them. I'm always looking for feedback on these. And otherwise, thanks for watching and have a great day. See ya. Bye.